Hello, Salesforce community. Welcome to the podcast Leadership Journeys Unplugged. Today, we are joined by Aman Anil Tiwari. He leads the Salesforce Marketers Group, Mumbai. He's a Salesforce professional with 7 years of experience, five certifications, and he is a TDX speaker as well. Aman brings deep expertise across AI, Agentforce, multi-cloud solutions, data cloud, and Salesforce Flows. Beyond technology, Aman has built impactful initiatives for his local community, blending technical expertise with a passion for community and mentorship. Aman, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for the great introduction.
So, you know the format. There will be some questions that I'll be asking about your journey, about your group. What was the struggle like, and how do you think that how it has improved you in your career, in your learning, and how has been the learning for your other group members as well? So, I'll start with the questions. So, the first question that comes into my mind is, tell me about your Salesforce journey and how you ended up leading a Salesforce community group.
Yeah. Okay, fine. My Salesforce journey is a kind of a roller coaster, right? Because I was into sales. I was working in a Byju's. Now the company has closed, but I was working as a salesperson there. And then I found that this is not something that I want. Suddenly, I got to know about there is a company called Cognizant who's going to hire. And then, based on my communication skills and little bit good tech skills, I got into Cognizant. And randomly they put me into Salesforce. So I thought again, this is again I'm going to do some sales kind of work. But no, later on I came to know, okay, no, this is not sales. This is something more into technical things. And from there I started learning. And throughout my career, one thing that I feel best that I got a good mentor. So I had a good friend. She was a girl. She helped me out, and then I learned Salesforce a lot. Coming to my Salesforce leadership journey, or how I dropped into this CGL part, is like, you know what, I like to travel a lot. So you have covered everything about my introduction. The one thing is like I call myself nomadic trailblazer because I've covered almost 22 states and all the two islands that we have in India, and maybe across the globe that I want to do. So then when I was traveling across the places, I felt like, it's time now to set up something which is official. So this was like something that I was doing from a passion. And I felt like now let's inspire at some place where I've been there from a long time. And that's how I went into this, taking up the leadership of the community group for Salesforce Marketers Group Mumbai.
This is quite a journey. You mentioned that you are a traveler. What places in India have you traveled? Means the ones like you mentioned couple of islands, right? So where you
Yeah.
have been?
So I've been to Andaman Islands. I have been to multiple places in all the, apart from the Centennial Islands, I've covered almost all the islands of Andaman. And I've covered everything from north to south. So I've been to Kashmir. I have been, recently I was in Kanyakumari. So almost from north to south, I've covered everything. From west to east, I have to cover because the
This
eastern part
is
of India I have not
this
covered.
is so interesting. We'll definitely be talking about it in the coming sessions for sure. Wow. So he's a trailblazer. He's a travel blazer as well. So
Yeah.
as you mentioned, you lead the Salesforce Marketers Group in Mumbai, and
Mhm.
initiatives like Mission Vidya Lankar and
Yeah.
Automate Sphere. What challenges do you face, and what impact have they created?
Yeah, so basically, I would say that these challenges helped me to bring up the opportunities for myself and the people who are like kind of interested in those parts. So I'll talk about the mission with the Alankar that I started. So I was in Punjab, and this was a part of my nomadic journey. And there I went to a very famous university there, and they just I went there as a guest lecturer, just delivered a session on Salesforce, and then there were 10 students who came to me and said, "Hey, sir, we are the kind of students who feel that we cannot do anything in our life." I said, okay, fine. So next 9 months, I said, okay, you be with me. So I went to a place called Jirakpur, which is near to Chandigarh in Punjab. I trained them, and to be honest, they were not so good with their academics. I trained them, out 10 of the students. I made them very much clear with Salesforce, with their communications, with their resume building, everything. And you know what? In 6 months, out of 10, 9 got placed, and they are
Wow,
working in all of the good companies. One got into government job.
that's so great to hear. Actually, love that.
Yeah.
And what about automate sphere? What it is about?
So it's kind of a community within the community. So you know what happens. So whenever have any doubts, where we go to the help articles, or we go to the Trailblazer community site where we put our questions, and then the Trailblazers come and answer it. Now, what I found a problem here is when we put the questions, the answers take some time, and not everyone is aware of that. Because a lot of emails keeps coming when we put a question. Multiple emails coming saying that this is the answer. So I thought, why not make something which is very accessible to people? And that's where I created a WhatsApp group. I created with 15 people, and even there are so many things that even I don't know. And when I heard about those questions, I started going through it, learning, and then giving the solution. And that group, which started with 15 people, now has more than 750 trailblazers across the globe.
That's quite a initiative, I would say. Really nice. Okay, so you know about the buzzword, right? It is Agentforce, and
Mhm.
with your expertise in Agentforce and multi-cloud, how do you see these things shaping the future for trailblazers and community groups?
Yeah, so if you would ask me this question when I made an entry into Salesforce, I would have said I'm very much scared about the agent force or AI stuff. See, many people think that it is going to take away our job. Maybe people who are in the Trailblazer community or outside that, but actually AI, as everyone says, it's an assistive. It's going to assist you to do the job. And what I see many people is they all go blindfolded and start using AI without understanding what is the need. So my message would be like, if your basics are very clear, if your foundational layer is very clear, then AI can help you to make the things easy. Okay, just don't follow the trend of learning agent force and doing or building any agents. You first need to understand when I need to go with chatbot and when I need to go with agents, when I need to do the automations and when it is actual need of doing the agentic part. So that is what which is missing. Maybe down the line it will improve.
Absolutely. Means we did a session for our New Delhi non-profit group, and it was about data cloud. In that, I explained about when to use automations or chatbots, or where to skip the agent part,
Mhm.
and where to set up your employee agent or versus a custom agent, right?
Mhm.
Or so things like that. And as you mentioned, you also mentioned a very important point that it is not going to take your jobs away. There is no link actually. It is going to
Yeah.
improve your job. It is going to assist you in the job in doing a better job, doing it quickly, things like
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah.
And you can compare it to automations, but automations are completely different.
Different, exactly.
Yeah, and understanding that gap is really very important actually.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, till date, what has been the most unforgettable moment for you when it comes to being a Salesforce user group leader?
So the unforgettable thing is like, understanding the term leader. A leader, many people thinks that leader is someone who leads it. For me, a leader is someone who puts people before themselves.
Absolutely.
So the thing is like, as I said, I've been to multiple parts of India, and there is a guy from Punjab, not from Punjab, Haryana. He was my mentee. Okay, I was his mentor, and when I started teaching him and when I started mentoring him, he was doing good. He's a very good developer. And you know what? He just completed 1 year in a corporate, and he said, you know what? I feel that I can do more than what I'm doing in corporate. You won't believe, within 1 year, this guy is doing freelancing. He
Wow.
have this clients. So that's a kind of and he also developed so I have built a Chrome extension called Apex Coverage Inspector that makes the testers if you're writing the test classes which help you to check the coverage very quickly with what are the lines which you are missing. It's very much easy to use. So this guy, I told the idea, I built the half of the product, and then this guy jumped in and said, "Can I help?" And we together, what we thought will take 6 months, we developed it in 2 months. So this is one thing, and there are many other stories like. I have seen that my people who I used to, pamper them like anything, now they are becoming the leaders. So even my co-leader of Salesforce Marketers Group Mumbai, he was very new to community, he didn't know. But slowly and gradually, when I helped him and like guided him, now he is leading the group. So it's like everything is going in automatic mode, like where I don't have to be dependent on or I have to rely, like thinking, okay, I have to do it. He understands what we need, and we both are equally growing together.
And this is again, means I'm finding this conversation really interesting and inspiring at the same time. And that's the magic when two trailblazers meet and discuss about
Yeah.
something that can be helpful for others. So this is really nice, and I'm loving the conversation I'm having with you. So,
Okay.
Care Blazer supports jobs, illness, and mental health. What
Yeah.
is the human side of leadership you find very important, or that means a lot to you? The human side.
So Careblazer is an initiative which I think I started little late. The reason being, I covered the job part. I covered the helping the people to grow. The illness part that I'll tell you is like 5 years down the line. 5 years, sorry, not down the line. 5 years before, I had a very good, not my friend or someone, but anyway, I used to visit hospitals, and there I found this kid, 18, 19 years old guy, and he said he's suffering from cancer.
Oh,
He was suffering from acute leukemia, and I told them. So he was just lying on the floor, and he came from all the way from my hometown, Jaunpur. I belong from Jaunpur, and he said his father was very helpless, and I just tell one thing to him, I'll make sure that you stand on your feet. Okay, everything was going good. 4 years he survived cancer, but after 4 years, he's come to engineer. He didn't survive, maybe COVID and everything. So, and on that day, I made a decision that I want to do something for people who are suffering from illness, who are suffering from health, and who are suffering from job. So, Care Pleasure is that initiative who will not only help people to get jobs, who will not only help to people to come out of their mental health, but also from the illness. So recently, I went to Tata Hospital where we distributed food for free, and that's what we will keep going. So that is how this initiative came up.
this is really nice. Nice work. So much humanness or so much humanity involved in that, and that is something which really means a lot for me as well. And I've done that in the past, and I know that it takes a lot of work, a lot of effort, and courage to do those things. So hats off to you for doing that.
Yeah, thank you.
The other question is, what advice would you give to someone who is planning to start his own community group, or starting or building a community by themselves? So, what is going to be one advice from you?
See, my advice would be very simple. You understand the need of having the community group. Nowadays, I'm not against any community group leaders, anyone. Everyone is just trying to grab that title, but no one tries to understand the responsibility of that title. You are leading a community. That means people are looking up to it. If you are building up a community in tier three cities there is an actual need, you make sure that people who need it, you get that particular thing done. Salesforce cannot reach everywhere, that's why they build community, and you are the CGL who are going to do it. So be responsible, take the ownership, and understand the need of the hour and act accordingly. So that's what will my mantra.
That's really nice. I completely agree with you. Can't agree more. So, Aman, that was everything that means in terms of questions that I wanted to ask. But Aman, thank you so much for sharing your story. Your journey shows how leadership is about caring for people, about
Yeah.
the expertise and empathy. To
Yeah.
our listeners who are listening to our conversation today, remember, behind every Salesforce community group is a leader working hard, and they have a story to share. And would really appreciate if you share their story with your groups, with your people, so that they understand what it takes to build a community, a thriving community in the Salesforce ecosystem. This is Leadership Journeys Unplugged. Until next time, keep trailblazing, keep building with heart. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, everyone.